Left Wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat. Fighting Fani is bringing a drama to her misconduct hearings in the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump. Fani Willis is being challenged by Trump's lawyers who claim that she had an improper relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, who was appointed to assist Fani during Trump's investigation. So, Yolanda, how did Fani handle the attacks against her character?
Wow, she came out, like you said, swinging. And you know what? She took it to, like, being who she was. So she acted like the prosecutor. I said, "This she on, ma'am, do you know where you're on the opposite end. You're not the prosecutor." She acted like a prosecutor. She argued with the defense attorneys. She was talking crazy to the judge, also letting him know that you're wrong and let me tell you why, and spitting facts to him. She raised objections, made legal arguments. So I was almost wondered, like, I was like, do you understand you're on the stand? I felt like she was the one actually in control in the driver's seat. So I applauded Fani. She handled herself very well, came out swinging, still was professional. I think I only heard her raise her voice once or had a little bit of a voice inflection. But she came out like the prosecutor that she was or is.
She was standing on business. You know what I'm saying? She looked, you know what she looked like? Have you remember in high school, like one girl was talking about another girl and then like,
why it gotta be girls?
Because she's a girl and this is what girls do, especially black girls. But then they come to a point where they meet and like one was lying about the other one and the other one, that's how she looked. She looked like that one that was being lied on, just sitting there waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, she ran to the courtroom. You know what I'm saying?
That, yeah.
She was standing on business because she knows all of this ain't nothing but Donald Trump making a mockery. Yeah. In the story, we shouldn't be talking about Fani Willis. We shouldn't. All right, she had a relationship with somebody that she works with. Well, hell, people do that all the time. Hell, they doing it on the defense team. You know what I'm saying? So let's be real. You know what I'm saying? We know what this is. This is smoke and damn mirrors. So she's standing up there because that's what she feels. Like all of this is just gesturing by Donald Trump's people. Once again, on something that he did. He's tried to steal the election. He called and asked somebody. We got it on phone call. And he said he needed 11,000 votes. Like this is stuff. But now we are deterring to talking about her relationship with somebody that she ain't even with no more. We don't care if she's messing with this guy. That had nothing to do with anything. And what they're trying to find out is if she misappropriated funds, which she didn't do.
Right.
So why are we in court talking to Fani Willis and pulling her up? That's the attitude that she has. Why are we doing it? Oh, we're only doing it because we're trying to take the focus off of Trump, which in the day in the story, him and his team and all the people that went over there talking to Ruby Freeman and them, Giuliani, the two black people that had no business being over there, all those co-conspirators, even the people that are defending her, are all just trying to give us smoke and mirrors at the end of the day. When the election was out, they were trying to steal it. That's what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the attitude on her face. Stop with this, she's black and she's emotional and all of that. No, she knows y'all on bullshit and she's standing on business. That's the problem.
Yeah. So you kind of talked to this, Ace, in your statement, but I'm going to ask you, Yolanda. So what does their relationship have to do with Fani Willis's ability to prosecute Trump?
It doesn't. All they wanted to do was attack her character because that undermines her credibility on there. And then it deflects, like Adrian says, off of Trump. So all this is just smoke and mirrors to talk about something else. And then we can derail. And now we have a focus over here and not really talking about the issue. And that is her point. Yeah. But as far as with the prosecutor, it says they are to seek justice. Their role does not require complete impartiality like that of a judge. She's not the judge and jury. She's the prosecutor. And she's supposed to do her job. And that's what she's trying to do. Now we're over here on the left worrying about her love life that nobody seems to care anything about. And she said to herself that she didn't need anybody else's money. She had her own money. And you could tell she's extremely strong. Like if y'all haven't seen a strong black woman, she's definitely an example of. So once again, it has nothing to do with her ability to do her job. Her job is to prosecute, and that's what she's here to do.
So y'all watch the first 48? What are some of the things that they always worried about with their witnesses or a person involved in the trial? Is when they bring in somebody else who's a felon to be like a witness against the person they're trying to prosecute, they're like, well, we got to worry about the fact that they're a criminal and they do criminal things. So are they lying? Do we trust a criminal to be on our side to talk about, what this person did? And I think that's where they're going with Fani. Yeah, her credibility. Because you brought up a good point. People date people at work, but you ain't supposed to date somebody who's working for you. If there's somebody under you at your job and you dating them, that kind of looks at you like you don't have good ethics and morals, because you're not supposed to be dating your subordinates at work. Now, do people still do it? Probably so. Probably hiding it, because if their boss found out, they'd be in trouble. You ain't supposed to do that. So that's where she messed up. She shouldn't have dated the dude that was working for her. That's an impropriety that you shouldn't do. And now, to your point, they're trying to use that as a way to kill her credibility, which to me is the only thing that they can stand on, because there's other things that they're trying to blame her for that she didn't do.
But that was the angle. That's what I'm saying. But the weird thing is they didn't really focus on that.
No.
Like the fact that, hey, you shouldn't be dating someone. This questioning your integrity. What about your ethical guidelines? They're saying that she was misappropriating like funds, like using him to get money. And she was like, oh, do I need to show you my bank statements? I don't need to show you. I got my own money. I don't need a man to help me succeed in life. I mean, that was her point. So their angle is really off. They really should have gone for that point. But all they've been focusing on is the money, and were you using taxpayer monies to elevate yourself. And so that is the angle that they went. So they kind of went the wrong direction, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm speaking on the credibility part. Like, if in your job structure, like, company you work for, you work for, they may have it written up that, you shouldn't be dating anybody that's under you, then that's how you're breaking the rules. You know what I'm saying? And of course we know that's because that could be some influence on the job or whatever. But she's trying Donald Trump, the least credible person that we know. Like, I understand what you're saying, but and this is more in the court of public opinion. Like, okay, she dated her subordinate. Well, come on. Let's look at Donald Trump and his credibility, who she's trying. And I get it. This is a strategy of them, once again, just trying to deflect off of what's going on. But in the court of public opinion, there shouldn't be a credibility issue. She's dating the person that has the least credibility in the whole world, probably, right? I was going to say the country, but the whole damn world. You know what I'm saying? He just got banged upside the head where he got proven in New York where he was pretty much stealing. That's the word of it. He was stealing. He was using his company to steal. He's also in court because he was paying porn stars. You know what I'm saying? To lie so he could run for president. He just lost because he raped somebody back in the 80s. I mean, so it's just that, I get what they're saying, but they're really digging a lot or just trying to find something out.
Yeah, I mean,
to make that happen.
I'm just kind of like, when I managed people back in the day, because I'm not a manager of people anymore, thank God. I'm a leader of people, but not a manager. But when I used to manage people, and I would tell them about something they wasn't doing, and they'd bring up somebody else, I would say, this is about you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I would say to Fani Willis. You can complain about Trump all you want to. This conversation is about you and your credibility. Yeah, I know Trump can be a piece of shit, but we talk about you right now. So, I mean, when they do that, they have a point, but I don't think that it's, to your point, I don't think it's going to stop her from doing her job. But what I do think is, when she was up there on that stand, she was defiant, emotional. She accused everybody else of lying. She gave the picture of angry black woman to everybody who wanted to say that about her, right? Now, she was also said that she's not on trial, which is true, and the focus should be on Trump and not her. So do you think that these personal attacks, she mad now? You can tell she mad. She's taking this personal. Do you think it's going to impact, like, because people are saying now she really needs to be, they're really saying like now they should pull her off because this is personal to her now because of all of this. What do you think?
Again, she doesn't have to be impartial. She's not the judge. And I don't want to confuse passion and anger. You might have saw anger. I saw passion. I saw that she was very passionate what she said. When she said, you lied in this, you lied right here, she pulled it out. If somebody tries to attack your character, you're going to be passionate on that, especially if you stand on truth. She is in a job that deals with ethics and integrity and law. So when people come at her sideways. I can see the passion there. So I didn't necessarily saw anger. I just saw someone like, you don't want to play with me. If you want to play with me, these are the words you're going to get. And so I don't think she was demeaning to anybody. She did question. Like I said, I think she talked to them like the prosecutor that she was. She is not going to be your normal witness because she's not a normal witness. Her job is a prosecutor. So I think that's what you saw in the courtroom. So again, I saw passion instead of anger. And no, I don't think they should pull her off the case because you don't have to be impartial. She's not the judge. If she was a judge, I would say, no, you cannot, because she's going to be biased. But that's not what her job is to do. Her job is to find out, did you do something wrong? And as far as make them pay for it. And so that's what she's trying to do here.
Yeah, I mean, and Sean, just kind of backing up on what you're saying, I manage people, and yeah, you do tell them like, hey, you know what, this is about you if you're talking about somebody else. I think that's like a small scope to see when it comes here, because we're talking politics. Fani Willis is a white Anglo-Saxon male. She's not even going through this. I don't think they even bring it up on credibility. It's just not going to come up. I think part of it is because she's a woman, because she's a black woman, they're going to bring that up and they're going to try to make a deal of it once again because they're trying to deflect things. And then hitting it with the angry black woman. I think it's okay that she's angry. I think she should be, because I think that we all know why this is being done. You know what I'm saying? We all know why it's being done. I guarantee you, they can probably go through that courtroom, that courthouse, and they probably got all kinds of relationships and stuff, and they probably got all kinds of things that are going on. But once again, like you said, unless you're a judge and you're making judgments on it, doesn't mean anything. Like I said, once again, they were even saying this on the defense side. They got relationships and stuff going on. They got marriages and stuff going on, and that's happening. And when you say subordinate in hiring, I think she hired him as a special counsel. All right. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he just directly works for her. She hired him as a special counsel. And I want to say whatever relationship they had going on was after, before, or whatever the case may be. But I don't think it had any decision making when it came to her even appointing him on that. Like I said, once again, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm. So Steve said something very similar. He said, think about it. He doesn't directly work under her, does he? Isn't he a special prosecutor? I thought that they brought him in because of his experience, which is something different. So she's in charge of the case. She hired him. He's working on the case. He works for her. He's reporting to her. He's bringing her the information that he's finding. He works for her. So if I hire somebody, who they work for?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care what your title is. You working on a case that I'm in charge of. You work for me. It's still improper. Like,
oh no, I agree. I don't. Again, I don't agree with her dating somebody that she's working with. Okay, that's a whole separate issue from what they are trying to say is why she hired him. So when you're talking about the money situation and using taxpayer money again to elevate herself, that is what is actually on trial. Mm-hmm. They are not talking about the inappropriate relationship she may have had before, after, during, don't have it anymore. So that's why she's like, this is irrelevant. That's not what you're asking me. Why do you care?
Well, how does that influence the case though on his hiring? I mean, like what is his hiring? Even if they messing around or whatever the case.
I don't think it does.
That's what I'm saying.
That's her point. It doesn't.
Yeah.
That is the whole point of the trial. So. Again, I saw passion there.
I just think it doesn't impact the case. It doesn't impact her ability. But what's happening is
integrity. Ethics.
It's right. It's ethics. It's like, okay, so if you're doing this, what else are you doing? Are you like? Is this like a whole sham that you're trying to do to get this? Our guy, he calls it a witch hunt. He's calling all this stuff. Like, what else are you doing wrong? That's what they're trying to say. Now, they did not prove their point. Like you said, they're supposed to be talking about money. They ain't proved none of that. But on the side, they trying to create a perception that she is unethical because of her relationship, which is the only thing that they could probably do that I would say they might have a leg to stand on, maybe. But will it impact her ability to do a job? Nah. But it also won't impact your ability to hit that like button. I need you to hit it.
He set himself up.
I need you to hit that like button, share this video, make sure that you subscribe to Left Wing Kingz. All right, so with that being the case, I mean, we're all talking about like they're doing all these different things. Are Trump's lawyers trying to are they worried about the relationship being improper, or are they just trying to make Fani Willis look bad?
Yeah, they're trying to make her look bad in the court of public opinion. I mean, that's what they're going for. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, witch hunt. And when he says witch hunt. Witch hunt is when people are just saying, making up things where they ain't got no proof. They got proof everywhere on this guy. Like the bad part about it, they got proof. You gave them the proof. Like you did it. Like you said it. Like
your fingerprints all over everything.
Like you went and said this. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, let me find 11,000 votes. That's your voice on the phone doing that. No AI. Don't get on none of that. That's him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I think with them, once again, it's just another charade or something in the bigger picture that we're playing this game. And that's the frustration that you're kind of seeing with a Fani Willis. They're trying to turn in the Georgia case into a goddamn Tubi movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
And it's just, that's where frustration is, man. You know what I'm saying? So, they're going for the court of public opinion, man, trying to make it look bad there. And that's why I'm saying, if that's where we're at with it, what is she going up against? Yeah. We're talking ethics. You're gonna have an ethics argument and you're defending Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, don't come with an ethics argument. Like, you can talk about the money. Hey, you may even be able to kind of, backdoor your way on some kind of ethics when it comes to being a lawyer.
Right.
But don't try to bring it to the court of public opinion because you defending one dude that has no fucking ethics.
I agree. I agree. And again, it's just, they are trying to buy time. We got to understand, we're in February, y'all. So in March, where should Trump be doing?
He should be in the damn January 6th case. That's what he should be.
Well, he wants to be, I'm trying to become president. I'm campaigning. So, the more that he derails and the more that he, tries to buy himself some time, he does not want to be in court when he should be campaigning. So that's what all this is about. Just, I got to buy more time. Because I can't be in court dealing with these type of situations and then campaigning, telling me I want to be the leader of the free world. So it's just about time, distraction.
A precedent this was saying, and I was talking about it this morning. All right, if you were a felon, you get caught with a felony, you can't vote, right? Now, if I'm a felon, why wouldn't I just start running for president? What happens if I win?
That's what our law says. That's what's going to happen.
If I win, I'll just pardon myself. I mean, it's far-fetched, but isn't this setting that up pretty much? You know what I'm saying? And all these smoke
for the federal stuff, but not the state stuff.
I'm just saying, technically. But I'm just saying, it's just crazy that it's almost like the ball's on this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to run for president and I'm going to stall stuff out, including this Fani Willis case, to the point where I'll have enough time to run for president. And if I win president, then all this goes away.
It all goes away. And somebody told him that. He ain't the brightest. Somebody's like, hey, let me let you know about the law. Yeah, because that's their job, is to feed him the law. Like, what can I do to get myself out of this? He is running for president, not for us, not to save the country, not because he loves us. He loves himself, and he's trying to save himself. And this is probably the best way he could do it.
Yeah. But one of the people that they don't love, it seems like, is black women, because they trying to talk all type of smack about Fani Willis, and a lot of the things that you guys are saying, and that I agree with you on, is that it's partially because she's black. So is accusing black women in power of being salacious really still a thing in 2024?
I think women in general, but, Well,
1619, that book has a whole chapter on that, how the black woman's attacked. I mean, it's still a thing, and that's what we're seeing. It's still a thing. They went after Michelle Obama because she had her arms out,
They don't want to see me.
You know what I'm saying? They're going after Fani Willis.
Right. Thought you were pink.
They tried to go after Letitia, but Letitia ate them up in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, And for the people who not understanding what they're doing is the same narrative always comes up to black women in power. It's like, oh, they can't handle it. They're upset. They're emotional. And they always try to portray them like that.
Right.
They angry.
And they're angry when they come up. And it's okay. They can be angry. Just like anybody else can be angry.
Or to the point about being salacious, they try to use their sexuality
They can't help
against
how
the
they're
white
shaped.
man and the black man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like what you wear, you have to be very cognizant of that. Being a person in power, I'm very, and I don't even think about that until you just said that. I'm like, I'm very cognizant of when I do have arguments, what I say,
Yeah.
how much I talk. I try to listen more. What do I have on? I can't help my shape, and neither can these women help how they look. Am I
Exactly.
presentable? Am I showing too much? I'm not trying to, our bodies are our bodies, kind of thing. So again, just like you said, it's been a constant. That's why Black women in power, we try to carry ourselves a certain way, try to speak a certain way. And again, most people don't have to think about those kind of things, but it comes with the territory at this point. So
I've been in leadership meetings where, other races be like, oh, you better watch out with her. Like, oh, she's going to get out of control or whatever. She's going to go off or whatever. No, not really. But if you piss her off, she can, just like you would go off. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't she go off? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the whole thing. Why can't she be mad? We see a jerk mad every day on shit that we know he did. Every day he's up there pissed off, talking shit to the judge, to everybody. You know
it's
what I'm saying?
okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
right.
She mad because y'all in her business. Let's be real. Nobody wants that. You are in her business and she don't like it. So of course she's going to be angry about that. But don't try to portray it and then roll it. And I hear the people on TV, the damn reporters trying to talk towards that. Like, be quiet.
Yeah.
You'd be mad too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely a thing. And the sexual thing, yeah. 1619 talks about that too. How Black women were perceived to be promiscuous and loose. And it's okay to the time that white men were just justifying the reasons for raping them. And they still do that in court now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's still a real thing in 2023, unfortunately. 24, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So let me
Yeah,
ask
like-
you this. Is she going to be removed? Did Trump's lawyers prove that, they should be disqualifying her based on the money or anything else? Or is she still going to stay on the case?
They didn't prove a damn thing in court. So it should be no, but this is America. You know that. Come on. I mean, I could talk about a lot of cases we had. Rodney King, like with things that we know. January 6th, we done seen with our eyes. We done seen it, even though that case is still going. We can't never be surprised. And unfortunately, as Black people, we can't never be surprised on what's
Right.
going to happen. Too many people in jail right now getting out innocent that probably thought their case was going to be proven. They went to jail. That's the sad part of the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's the legal system for us. Like, hey, you know what? What y'all say should happen never happens when it happens sometimes, but rarely happens.
Right.
We go into the court thinking anything can happen. We can be right as hell, and y'all try to pull something out and say, nah, because of this president, we're going to do this. Or the jury just votes the way they are, or the judge just makes a call. Now you got to appeal and do all that bullshit. It's all a game. That's why Trump's doing what he's doing, because he knows the cards are stacked in his favor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep. Can't even extend anything you said. I definitely agree. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Everybody's saying that the case wasn't proven. That's from every news station, probably even Fox News as well knows better. But this is our justice system, and our justice system sometimes isn't for
who knows?
us.